Welcome to WrestleRecap. I am Dylan Graives, once again being joined by John Sutton, here to review the go-home show before Clash at the Castle, Scotland. If you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. But with that being said, let's get into it.
Here we go.
SmackDown kicks off with Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, along with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and Kevin Owens being shown arriving at the arena. So Bayley comes out to be in Naomi's corner in her match tonight, and Naomi comes out dressed as a unicorn, which is apparently the national animal of Scotland. Learned that. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven come out, and Chelsea Green cuts a promo on how she's going to beat Naomi tonight, and Piper is going to beat Bayley on, what was it, Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah. How she's going to beat Bayley at Clash at the Castle and make them the WWE Women's Champion. Not quite sure that's how that works, but, I mean, Lay Cool did it, so maybe. I noted that Chelsea got the Def Rebel treatment. The catchphrase, then music. I feel like they're getting ahead of the ball, knowing that Samantha Irvin is going to leave, seeing as Ricochet's basically done. So when her contract is up, she's going to be gone. So they got her to do the Chelsea Green thing for the start of her music now, so that they still have that.
Nice.
And the crowd sings to Bayley, because of course they do.
I ain't singing it. Nope.
Oh, okay. Naomi takes control early and hits a corner drop kick, but Chelsea Green rolls out. Naomi tries to dive outside, but Green takes her down with a kick as we head into the commercial break. When we come back, Green is in control, and Naomi hits a crossbody, but Chelsea Green takes her back down with a drop kick. Naomi takes control with a disaster kick and an S-dive. Naomi hits a diving crossbody for a near fall. Naomi goes up for the corner mounted punches, but Green drags her down and hits a missile drop kick for two separate near falls. The crowd once again sings to Bayley. Chelsea Green goes for a school girl pin with her feet on the ropes, but I said Naomi pushes her feet off, but that's not who it was. It was Bayley that pushed her feet off the ropes to break the pin.
Rookie.
Right there, probably should have been, disqualification. Or at least get Bayley thrown out from ringside. But apparently not. Bayley and Piper then exchange words on the outside, which distracts Chelsea Green, because if something happens outside the ring, that's just part of wrestling. You forget that you're in a match. This allowed Naomi to roll Chelsea up to win the match. I noted that the match was very clunky. I don't know, it did not flow very well from what I could tell. It seemed like they were trying to remember their spots as they went.
Kind of seemed like the theme of the weekend, it sounds like.
Yeah. Lot of botches with the ropes at the PLE.
So either the ring wasn't set right or the atmosphere got to him. I don't know.
I
Can't
heard it
imagine
was
the ring
something
would
with
be
the
wrong.
ropes being loose.
Oh,
Even to the point that if you watch, you can see the referee showing AJ that there's some extra play in the ropes so that stuff doesn't go wrong for him.
interesting.
Yeah. I noted that, as we said, Bayley probably should have resulted in getting disqualified for Naomi, and that the Scotland crowd is going to have to do better than that if they want to beat France. Now, obviously, they picked it up in the later portions of the show, and with this match, there really wasn't a whole lot for them to get excited about. so I understand. But I don't know, man. France was just a whole different beast.
France was just chanting all the time. They didn't care when it was.
Yeah. Following this, we get a flashback to Angel, Anal, whatever his name is, attacking Apollo Crews last week. And then we see that Baron Corbin is talking to Nick Aldis, and Legado del Fantasma come in, and they basically just clown Corbin a little bit. Nick Aldis tells Legado that they're being fined for the attack last week, and Santos Escobar says that he will take on Apollo Crews tonight, obviously paraphrasing. But we head into a commercial break after this, and we get a promo vignette for Jade and Bianca. It's now time for the Grayson Waller effect. We get the Nightbird tease during the intro for the talk show thing, whatever it's supposed to be considered.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Austin Theory wants to know where the plants are, because normally, he's got some nice plants around there. And Grayson Waller says that the place is so depressing that not even fake plants can grow there.
No shit, fake plants can't grow, you idiot.
Got him.
Got him.
Waller calls out DIY calls for DIY to come out. When DIY get down to the ring, they throw the one single chair out of the ring that was there for them. They had one chair for two people. Waller calls them children for throwing stuff out of the ring. And Ciampa asks Austin Theory if he's Waller's secretary, because it seems like he only does whatever Waller tells him to do. Waller says
that's not true.
Waller says that he'd take a bullet for Theory, and Gargano brings up last week, so we see the footage, even though Waller's saying that there's no time for footage. But it's the footage of Grayson Waller pulling Austin Theory into the way of Gargano's S-dive, and Waller says that it's AI and not real footage. He then references the NXT rivalry between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano by saying that he's not going to take friendship advice from Tommaso Ciampa, of all people. And, of course, DIY then challenged them for the tag titles tonight, which Waller promptly says no. Gargano says that he's sick of hearing Waller, and he wants to talk to Theory. And Ciampa says that he doesn't think Theory is allowed to talk. Gargano recounts his and Theory's history together down in NXT. And he tells Theory that Waller is using him and that he doesn't need Waller. Grayson Waller then attacks Johnny Gargano, and the whole segment breaks down. Theory ends up eating a super kick intended for Waller, as well as a running knee strike, and DIY stand tall in the ring. We then get a segment to last week's six-man tag match, featuring the triple powerbomb to Kevin Owens. And then we hear from the Street Profits as they talk to Kevin Owens backstage and tell him that they have his back tonight. Well, that was a fucking lie. But then Santos Escobar comes out, and we head into a commercial break. When we come back from the break, Waller and Theory are going to talk to Nick Aldis. And as they get there, Bayley and Naomi come out of his office, and we get another Nightbird tease. Bayley and Naomi come across Blair Davenport. Blair congratulates and mocks Naomi before Chelsea Green shows up, and then Piper Niven attacks both Bayley and Naomi before an official gets there, and Piper and Green just leave. Then Apollo Crews comes out, and we get the match underway. Crews starts strong and fast to take control. Crews and Escobar are both wearing the same color gear. So, once again, what are we doing, people? The crowd's...
Things and stuff.
Yeah, things and stuff. That's about it. I noted that the crowd sings something, but it didn't seem like they could get enough people on board with it, so it wasn't enough to, like, come through on the television feed. Santos Escobar takes control on the outside, though, and Baron Corbin comes out to take out Berto and Anal, whatever his name is.
Whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Apollo hits a military press drop and a standing moonsault for a near fall as we head into the commercial break. When we come back, Santos is taking control, and Apollo Crews fights back into it, and he gets a near fall off of it was kind of like a Samoan slam, or not a Samoan slam, like a pop-up Samoan drop kind of thing.
Pop-up powerbomb, that's a Samoan drop.
No, it wasn't a power bomb. He had him in the World's Strongest Slam setup, and when he went up, he just threw him up over his shoulders and then went down like a Samoan drop. I think they called it a pop-up Samoan drop, because I think he hits it again later on. Maybe not. I don't remember, honestly. Crews goes up top, but Santos meets him up there. Crews punches Escobar down and goes for a splash, but Escobar hits him with a knee strike. Crews hits a Death Valley driver and gets a near fall. And then once again, Berto and Anal, whatever his name is now. They try to take out Corbin, but they just end up getting taken out themselves. In this time, that distracts the referee, so then Elektra Lopez gets up on the apron and distracts Apollo, allowing Santos to roll him up to win the match. Just another television match.
Pretty much. Nothing really to tell.
Not really. We then get a recap of Cody and AJ over the past couple weeks. And we head into a commercial break. When we come back, we're shown that Andrade, Cedric Alexander, Ashante the Adonis, and Pretty Deadly are taking their turns in the crowd. Now, I was surprised that we didn't see anyone else take a turn on SmackDown, but I haven't watched Clash at the Castle yet, but I would imagine that it's going to be more of that or on the PLE as well.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes comes out, and Cody hits him with the, "What do you want to talk about?" Before addressing AJ Styles. He says that AJ is starting to become the guy who overstays his welcome, and the crowd sings to AJ. This leads to the OC interrupting, and AJ says it was so easy to get Cody worked up. All he had to do was pretend to retire. Cody tells AJ to leave Gallows and Anderson behind, except he calls them something else that I don't remember what he called them. But he says for AJ to get in the ring so that they can talk man to man. And the crowd is basically just hijacking the segment to sing to Cody. Like every single time.
Both of
AJ
them, actually.
tries to... Yeah, I mean, it started with just when AJ tried to talk, but then it would feed over into when Cody tried to talk. And it seemed like they were trying to just let the crowd get it out of their system so that the segment couldn't continue. But it just never stopped. So then
You could tell on their faces they were over it.
Yeah, they were just forced to deliver their lines with a crowd screaming. There's good loud and there's bad loud. France knew the difference. Clearly Scotland does not.
They're probably all drunk in Scotland, though.
They might be. I noted that
Saying
they
their
have
vowels and shit.
What's that?
Just saying their vowels and shit.
What do you mean?
I just said hello in Scottish in a Scottish
Oh,
accent.
I'll take your word for it. I noted that there's a decibel meter now for crowd noise. France has started a thing, and they've
Hopefully
set
it
the
stays
bar
like
too
that.
high. No, I don't think anybody's going to be able to meet their bar that they've set. AJ says that him and Cody are nothing alike, and the crowd starts singing again. I noted that AJ tries to talk over them, but the crowd basically drowns him out. But he manages to say that it took him 17 years of climbing to get to WWE, but they couldn't wait to make Cody Rhodes a star. But when things got tough, Cody quit. Crowd didn't like that.
Ooh.
AJ says it doesn't stop there. And he goes on to say that he also quit New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and he helped start up a company and quit it too. Any idea what that would be?
IEW.
Yes, sir. Which I find it funny that they're allowed to say Ring of Honor, but not All Elite Wrestling, seeing as Tony Khan owns them both. You would think that they would not say Ring of Honor, but whatever.
Yeah.
AJ goes on to say that when the going gets tough, Cody Rhodes gets going. Cody says that he's never been afraid to walk away and chase something bigger. And he says that he didn't quit. He bet on himself and that he was something more, and he was right. Which, I mean,
Roasted.
When you walk away, you do kind of quit, homeboy. So, you know.
Boom roasted.
Yes, sir. Cody says that he always idolized AJ because he did things honorably. But if anyone quit, AJ quit on himself.
Boom roasted.
Thank you. Because AJ had to come out and pretend to be Mark Henry for a night to get a title match. Now,
Yep.
name dropping Mark Henry is something that typically wouldn't have happened if Mark Henry was still under contract with AEW. He is not anymore, and it's the rumor mill is working overtime in thinking that him, as well as Arn Anderson, who also left at the same time, will both be heading back to WWE.
They didn't really do anything with Mark Henry. He was just kind of there
No,
for a
he
few
was
episodes and
backstage.
left.
He was backstage stuff,
Oh. Okay.
which is what I imagine he would be in WWE as well. Same with Arn Anderson, although there is the rumor going around that Arn Anderson is going to join back up with Cody Rhodes as his manager, because Cody has hinted at it a couple times, but typically a babyface doesn't have a manager.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cody calls AJ a resentful coward and says that he's going to make AJ say the words, "I quit." AJ tells Cody that those words come so easy to him and that he's going to do whatever it takes to get the title.
Jackass.
We then see that Kathy Kelly is interviewing the Street Profits, but they get attacked by the Bloodline. And by the time officials get them separated, the damage is already done. And by the time Kevin Owens arrives, the Bloodline is already gone. So, yeah. We then head into a commercial break. And when we come back, we get a promo vignette for Shayna and Zoe. And we're shown that Tiffany Stratton is ringside for the next match. That being Michin versus Nia Jax. Michin starts fast, or Michin attacks Nia before the bell, and then starts the match fast and hits an eat defeat on Nia, but Nia rolls out. Michin sends Nia into the post on the outside before Tiffany gets up and throws a cup of water in Michin's face. Callback to the week before when Michin threw the coffee in Nia's face. Michin then throws Tiffany Stratton over the announce table. Nia takes Michin down as she re-enters the ring and hits the Annihilator to win. Again, it's just a TV match.
Was this the episode or the previous episode that Mission was on that kind of broke the internet?
Last episode.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely last episode.
Simpler times back then.
We then head backstage, and Kevin Owens comes out of the trainer's room and says that the Street Profits won't be able to have his back tonight, but he's fought the bootleg bloodline before, and he'll do it again. We then head into a commercial break, and when we come back, we see that LA Knight has gone to Logan Paul's house and was chilling in his pool. Logan Paul has LA Knight thrown out. And then following this, we see Carmelo Hayes' music hits, and he's up in the crowd, and he cuts a promo on LA Knight. And he says that he's already got a shot at qualifying for Money in the Bank. And so that means that he's one step closer to being Mellow in the Bank.
That was cheesy and stupid.
Oh, yeah. Carmelo Hayes is seriously floundering. He also made a comment. He keeps making comments about cooking, and his comment about something about LA Knight. It's not cooking. He's medium rare. It's like, dude, this is bad. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, so this man likes his steaks to be hockey pucks? Because that's what I get out of that. If he's saying medium rare sucks. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Mello is definitely floundering on the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
We then see backstage the Bloodline is headed towards Gorilla, and Nick Aldis meets up with them and says that Tama and Loa are barred from ringside, and if he sees either of them out there, that they'll all be suspended. Heyman tells Solo that if he loses this match, he loses his leadership position against guys who don't respect leadership to begin with, which, what a wild thing to say while in the background they're walking with Nick Aldis, who just told them as the leader of SmackDown that they can't do something, and they went with it. Like, they just abided by it.
Just straight wilding out here.
Yeah. But Solo tells him that if he loses this match, that he's coming after Heyman. So, you know.
Bum, bum, bum.
Poopy pantaloons. We then head into a commercial break, and when we come back, Jackie Redmond invites Unholy Union out to the ramp for an interview. They basically just come out and call their shot at the titles, saying that they didn't just come home to be home.
But why the ramp? Why not do it in the ring?
Yeah, I don't know. AEW
Is that where
does
most
these
interviews are done?
Well, AEW has done these interviews like this, and fan reaction from within the arena is usually quite negative because they're staring at the person's back, because it's the camera that's trying to catch the whole audience behind the person being interviewed. So for the people in attendance, it's just like, well, this is fucking dumb. But
watch the big screen, buddy.
Yeah.
Or get better seats. I don't know what to tell you.
Following this, they run through the Clash at the Castle card, and then it's time for the main event of Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens. I noted Kevin Owens throws Solo's towel off of the turnbuckles as he gets in the ring and begins brawling immediately with Solo as the bell rings. Solo dodges the cannonball by rolling out of the ring, but KO rolls right out with him and shoves Solo into the barricade. Then he bangs his head off of the announce table and throws him into the Prime hydration station. Always gotta knock the Prime bottle over.
Gotta show it on TV no matter what happens.
Yep. You think Kevin Owens gets paid to trash on Prime just because?
I think anyone who's not a heel gets paid to trash on Prime.
Fair. I think anyone that's not Logan Paul gets paid to trash on Prime.
Logan Paul could trash Prime and still make money.
Well, yeah.
But it won't happen.
Nah.
Oh. LA Knight trash and Prime? Primo.
What, like Carlito's cousin?
Yeah.
What
hey,
about
man, that's not
Epico?
cool. Nah, he's not cool, man.
See, they could have had the Caribbean bloodline.
Bro, could you imagine?
I mean, it feels like a missed opportunity that they've never done. Like, they had Carlito and Primo at the same time, then Primo and Epico, but they never once allowed themselves to have Carlito, Primo, and Epico all at the same time. They could have had
Maybe that's where we get the bloodline now. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they could have been a decent enough mid-card faction. Kevin Owens hits a frog splash from the apron to the floor on Solo as we head into a commercial break. When we come back, Solo dodges another cannonball and sends Kevin Owens into the steps. Solo takes control as they get back in the ring, and Solo hits the corner hip check. But when he goes for a second one, KO dodges and hits Solo with a DDT. Owens fights back into it, and they both make clothesline attempts with Owens coming out on top. Owens goes up, but Solo goes up with him, and they trade strikes before Solo drops down, allowing Kevin Owens to hit a tornado DDT for a near fall. Solo counters a super kick with a Samoan drop for a near fall of his own. Solo then counters a stunner, and they trade super kicks. Kevin Owens hits the cannonball, followed by the swanton bomb for a near fall. KO looked to be going for a power bomb on the apron, but Solo countered it into a backdrop as we headed into a commercial break. When we came back, Solo was looking for a superplex, but Owens knocks him down and hits the frog splash for 2. Solo hits a spinning solo for a near fall, followed by a second spinning solo for another near fall. Owens counters a hip attack with a super kick and goes for the swanton, but Solo gets his knees up. Owens dodges the spike and hits a stunner for a near fall after Heyman put Solo's foot on the rope. This led to Owens going after Heyman, and as he was clearing the announce table, Solo hit him with a Samoan spike on the outside. He then sends Owens back into the ring and hits him with another one on the inside of the ring to pick up the win. Now that the match is over, they're no longer barred from ringside, so Tama and Loa immediately begin attacking Kevin Owens post-match. Yeah, Tasmanian Devil. As they're setting up to go for the triple power bomb, Randy Orton returns to make the save wearing an RKO shirt.
Get out of here.
Never. I still need to get me one of them. Randy takes out Tama and Loa, and he goes after Solo. Randy is setting up for the RKO on Solo, but Loa stops him, and Loa gets the RKO instead, and that's how then the Bloodline flees, and Randy and Kevin Owens hug it out in the ring, and that's how we end the show.
Just two dudes being guys.
Yeah.
I really liked the. I really enjoyed the LA Knight Logan Paul skit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
That was honestly my favorite thing of the show.
I don't know why. It was short and sweet and simple. I was still like, you know what? That was pretty good.
Because it wasn't the same as when he invaded AJ Styles' home. Like, he didn't show up to fight. He just showed up and hung out in the dude's pool while he wasn't even home.
And he's like, come on, hang out a while. Come on.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I liked that segment the most out of the entire show. Overall, I would say it was a pretty abysmal fucking show.
Yeah. The other bright spot was, for me, DIY. I don't know why, but it seems that they're really leaning into this DX thing now. Like, maybe not so much name dropping DX, but like, you can definitely tell a Shawn Michaels Triple H kind of vibe going on right now. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Ciampa was wearing a leather jacket, similar to like what Triple H would have wore. But I mean, other than that, I think they're kind of starting to lean away from the comparisons, from what I can tell, because they didn't have the. Granted, they had the very minimal Titantron for this week's show, but they didn't have the like DX-esque like symbols, logos, that's the word.
I still like it. Who knows?
Which,
Maybe it'll start growing on me now.
I mean, I've said before, I wish they would either just lean all the way into it or drop it completely. Like this half in, half out thing where sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's just pick a side of the fence and stay there, at least for now.
We'll have to see in the coming weeks what happens. But
yeah. Hopefully in the coming weeks we get some better shows.
Yeah, it's
because this was a very, very poor go home show.
Just wait till the Clash. There are some not so good moments, I would say.
Well, yeah, I know that.
I know it's a C-card show, but I was still like, damn. I think a Raw show could be better than this.
So you're saying we're probably not gonna give out some more 4+ stars?
With all the problems that I think I remember them having, probably not.
That concludes the SmackDown recap. Once again, I have been Dylan Graives. He has been John Sutton. This has been WrestleRecap. If you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. You can click the video that's up on your screen now to watch one of our other recaps. But until next time, goodbye.